on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville. This is Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. Brought to you by Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Extreme, powered by Mediacom. It's the internet dreams are made of. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Visit MidwestOne.bank for empowered money management. Member FDIC. Also brought to you by Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Here's the voice of the Hawkeyes, Gary Dolphin.
Greetings from the great Northwest, Seattle, where Iowa basketball will face the Washington Huskies in Big Ten play on Wednesday. Last night at the Knight Arena down in Eugene, Oregon, Iowa guard Bennett Sturtz pocketed a career-high 32 points on 12 of 15 shooting to go with 7 assists as the Hawkeyes won their fourth straight Big Ten game, an 84-66 decision of the Oregon Ducks. The Hawkeyes now stand at 16-5 and 6-4 in conference play, and will face those Washington Huskies on Wednesday night here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Welcome to the Monday Night Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCollum. I'm Gary Dolphin alongside my broadcast partner Bobby Hansen. As always, Corey Sheets is at the engineer controls. Sorry we can't be with you back in Iowa City at our normal locale, the Hyatt Regency and the Watermill Kitchen and Bar in the beautiful Iowa River Landing, but the schedule demands that Iowa basketball makes its first trip to the Emerald City, Seattle, Washington, in 10 years to close out its Pacific Northwest road trip. The Hawks last played here in Seattle in the NCAA tournament, the opening round regional at the Key Arena, the home of the WNBA Seattle Storm. That was in 2015, an opening round victory over Wofford, and the Hall of Fame coach Bob McCollum was followed by a loss to two-seed Gonzaga. They had a great team that year. This trip, the Hawkeyes face Washington at Alaska Airlines Arena. That'll be a 10 o'clock Iowa time start on Wednesday night. Our pregame coverage tips off at 9. And Bobby Hansen, the Hawkeyes should carry a full tank of momentum into that game, given what we saw last night.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Gary. And, that last trip to Seattle here when we played Davidson and won that one is memorable for me because that was when the birth of our first grandchild at halftime. I'm getting the
That's
news.
right. I remember that.
Yeah.
We made the big announcement on the air.
On the air, yeah. She was, I don't know how many years ago, 11 years ago I think it was. But, yeah, it got my attention there. But what a great job by the Hawkeyes winning that game. And then I think we played, Gonzaga the next time?
Yeah, they were loaded. Mark Few's team had 2 or 3 NBA stars on that club, or future NBA stars on that club. And but it was a fun trip. It's a great city. It's got its issues like all major metropolitan areas do. This time of in this day and age that we live in. But basketball is still very popular here. And Washington, Danny Sprinkle in his second year, he's got a lot more talent on this roster than he had in his first year. Last year they came to Iowa City. The Hawks got away with a victory, but they've had some injury issues as well.
They have, and one of the guys that I remember I think is injured and out is Desmond Claude. We ran into him at USC last year. Wesley Yates is still in the lineup. They get the big three of Frank Kepnong, big fella, 6'11", transferred actually from Oregon. He's in the middle there along with Wesley Yates, and then Zoom Diallo and Hannes Steinbach is a freshman, 6'11", probably a one-and-done player. He is number
international 6. Signee.
Yeah, he's a big-time player, and everybody tells me he's a real deal. Get a lot of attention from NBA scouts. But so do Hawkeyes got an NBA talent on that team as well, as you mentioned. Boy. Bennett Sturtz, the game he had the other night, career high last night, actually, 32 points, which caught me by surprise. I know he had 32, but I figured somewhere along the line he had more than that, but he said he was always stuck on 30 was his career high. But what a line, 12 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 6 three-point shooting, all 4 free throws, 7 assists, no turnovers, couple of steals, and just nonchalantly does it. When he shoots the three ball like that, Gary, pretty much unstoppable.
That shot fake step back three, it's a thing of beauty. Bennett, for his efforts today, was named co-Big Ten Player of the Week with Michigan State's Jeremy Fears. But he had great support last night in Iowa's 16th win of the season. We'll talk with one of the young men that was a great support mechanism for him here shortly, Brendan Hawson, who had 11 points. Good to see Brendan break out 4 of 7 with 3 threes. Alvaro Fulgaris, 15 points, a team-leading 8 rebounds with 3 assists. And Iowa now 10-0, and the big Spaniard gets in double figures.
Yeah, that's a great number there, but love seeing him come into the game. He's playing with confidence. He's picked up the system. Now it's second nature to him. He knows what he's in there to do, and he'll take the open shot, the open three when it's there. He gets on the boards. The team leading 8 rebounds was outstanding for the Hawkeyes, and every one of them was needed. Alvaro just coming into his own in his junior year. So anxious to talk to Brendan Hawson. Brendan got in the game, played extended minutes, and really showed what he's made of. Just ready to go, ready at anything, whatever you want me to do, I'll get in there. But he's got the quick trigger. I was reading some comments by Bennett Sturtz. Bennett says when he's on the floor, the two of them together, he sets a screen for him, and they can't switch. They can't leave Brendan, so that leaves more of an opening for Bennett.
And then you add in Cooper Koch. I mean, Koch broke through with a 10-point night. You have Hawson and Koch combining for 21 points, a handful of rebounds. Isaiah Howard, I thought, Bobby, had a phenomenal floor game. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He was all over the court, playing multiple positions again. And there's so many good pieces that are interchangeable on this team. And obviously the depth has been extended with the play of Hawson and Koch, and of course there's Cale Combs and Isaiah, and Tavion Banks, who was battling some injury issues last night, wasn't himself, but when he's healthy, you've got 8, 9, 10 guys that can get it done.
Yeah, that's what you need right there. And you talked about Isaiah Howard, 27 minutes. He just does whatever is asked of him. He doesn't take bad shots. He's always aggressive going to the basket. He's going to be a trustworthy defender. Yeah, he's not going to give up fouls. He's going to battle you to the end. He's going to come up with the loose balls. As Coach McCollum talks about, he makes winning plays.
We're here in downtown Seattle for a special Monday Night Hawk Talk with head basketball coach Ben McCollum. We'll be here for the next 90 minutes, and we invite your participation on the Hawkeye Radio Network. You can reach us in a variety of ways. On Twitter, @GaryDolphin. On Facebook at facebook.com/Voice of the Hawks. On Instagram, you can reach Bobby and I and Coach McCollum at Voice of the Hawkeyes. We've had a lot of people check in on the U.S. Cellular text line, Twitter, and Facebook. By the way, the U.S. Cellular text number is 319-853-8344. 319-853-8344. Or email us your question to hawktalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. Iowa and Washington coming up at 9 o'clock for the pregame show on the Hawkeye Radio Network Wednesday night. 10 o'clock tip, course, we're 2 hours behind you folks back in the Midwest here, so take your radio to bed with you if you have to be in the sack by 10 o'clock like I normally am, and we'll be happy to put you to sleep after the game, all right? We're brought to you by the Hyatt Regency, of course, our marquee sponsor. Another season of Hawk Talk is here at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar, located next to the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, in the heart of the Iowa River Landing. Come try their brand new winter menu with dishes like duck stroganoff, farmer's pie, and cinnamon-crusted rack of lamb, while listening to engaging conversations about Hawkeye basketball. To learn more about their menu, just go online to watermillkitchen.com. That's watermillkitchen.com. We'll come back and continue our program in just a minute. Bobby and I will chat with Hawkeye sharpshooting guard forward Brendan Hawson. That's next on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from Learfield.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Can you think of anything that costs the same today as it did 10 years ago? There isn't much. That is, unless you're a Mid-American Energy customer. Thanks to all the renewable energy we're generating, our customers pay nearly the same rate for electricity today as they did back when we were all singing, "Call Me Maybe." And with Mid-American making even more investments in clean energy, you can count on enjoying those same affordable rates for the next decade. Now that's obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
RE/MAX is the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics, and we understand there's a number for everything: square footage, down payment, interest rates. But how do you measure the trust you have in your agent? For a RE/MAX agent, it's not about numbers on a contract. It's being a trusted RE/MAX agent. That means you'll get honest advice, expert guidance, and someone who's committed to your success. Because while numbers count, trust is what truly matters. RE/MAX, the official real estate partner of Iowa Athletics. Each office independently owned and operated.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hawk fans, stop in and visit the newly renovated guest rooms at Hyatt Regency Coralville Hotel and Conference Center, located in the heart of Iowa River Landing. Stay within walking distance of Extreme Arena, home of the Iowa Hawkeye volleyball team, as well as great restaurants, shopping, and scenic walking trails along the Iowa River. Hyatt Regency Coralville is also the home of Hawk Talk with Jan Jensen and Ben McCollum. Come together at Hyatt Regency Coralville, where everything you need is right here.
If you love great Hawkeye stories, don't miss the Fight for Iowa podcast with Gary Dolphin. Each week, Dolph brings you in-depth conversations with the athletes, coaches, and community members who define the Hawkeye spirit. From big moments to personal journeys, it's the stories that make Iowa special. Catch new episodes every week. Search Fight for Iowa wherever you get your podcasts.
Are back home on Sunday afternoon against the Northwestern Wildcats here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Better yet, we'd love to see you out at the arena. 2 o'clock tip-off, perfect time on Super Sunday, the big game coming up Sunday. So what a way to start your afternoon prior to football than coming out to Carver Hawkeye Arena and supporting these Hawkeyes. They certainly deserve our support. Not based solely on what we saw last night, but that 4-game winning streak, they're doing a lot of things well. And isn't it wonderful to have Brendan Hawson right in the middle of things? He got out there last night, as Bobby mentioned. Brendan put in almost 16 minutes, hit 4 of 7 shots, 3 from distance, and 11 total points. And how good did that feel last night?
It felt really good. It was nice to be out there and just be a small part of what was a great win. And it was good to be out there.
We know what you're capable of. Last night, times 50. I think of the end of the first half, specifically at Michigan State, where you reined in 7 points. And I thought it was a very telling explanation last night from Coach McCollum about your development and your adjusting to his style, his system, to how it gets done in the Big Ten, coming from the Big 12. I mean, you've had to make sacrifices, and here you are, ready now to rocket to stardom.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think anytime you're on a really great team, sacrifices are going to be huge, and so I'm all for the team, and I want to do whatever it takes to win, and ultimately that's what's going on right now, and so it's exciting. We're starting to string together some wins here, and hopefully looking to keep it going.
Yeah, Brendan, talk about your transition from Villanova to Kansas State and now to Iowa City. So, you were a starter in 35 minutes a game.
Yeah, I mean,
Manhattan.
Each stop I've learned a lot. I've played at a lot of different places and been in a lot of different experiences. And so I've just kind of taken the little things from each place. And obviously it's difficult to go from starting into this role. It's a unique spot to be in, but I think that I've just embraced that role. And I've just been open-minded and willing to learn every single day. And again, anytime that you are with a positive attitude and good effort every single day, I think a lot of good things can happen. So I've learned a lot, and I'm excited.
Yeah, that's a great lesson for everybody as you go through life. When you enter the work world and you go in there, and you got to be a part of another team in there in the corporate world, and attitude plays such a big part in that, being a part of that next team. But what are your future aspirations? You want to be a professional player?
I would like to continue playing basketball. I want to stay around basketball as long as I can, and eventually I want to give back. I love working with kids. I love going back to my hometown and giving back, so I would like to stay in the basketball things, but I'm kind of just taking it one day at a time and see where it goes.
Yeah, your hometown is Amarillo, Texas, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we got a couple Amarillo assassin references in there last night. How big is Amarillo? Talk about growing up in Texas.
Yeah, Amarillo is a unique place. Oftentimes I think people just hear it in country songs, and that's all they know it for. No, Amarillo is awesome. It's home for me. Just being able to kind of put basketball on the scene there. There's about 200,000 people there. It's a really hard-working, blue-collar city, and it's just a special place for me. All my family's from there, and it kind of molded the person I am and shaped me into who I am today. And so that's a special place, and anytime I can get back there and give back, it's always awesome. So
put last night in perspective for us. You shown flashes. How do we see Brendan out there every night putting in 15, 16 minutes and banging 30-foot threes?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's nice when the deep ball is going down, and I'm ready when my number gets called. And I think that it's just about staying ready. Every single day, just putting in the work and being ready when my number's called, and then just having faith and falling back on the work that I've put in. And I know the coaches trust me, and I know that they know that the next shot's going to go in. And so just staying ready. That's really what I've been doing.
And Brendan, Coach gave you the ultimate compliment. He said your attitude and the way you are, that is what a Hawkeye is. It's like be ready, be there for your teammates. And, I mean, what did that mean to you?
I mean, it meant a lot. I will say it hasn't been, easy every single day. And so I just try to remember who I am and how I've been raised. And I just think that, good times kind of show what people can do, and hard times and adverse times kind of reveal who a person really is. And so I've just tried to live by that every single day, and tried to live by truly being a Hawkeye and giving what this team needs.
Your range is one thing. I mean, you remind me a lot of Chris Kingsbury, who could hit them from downtown Coralville. But what I loved last night was your shot fake and drive, a little floater right of the lane. You've got that short 12 to 15-foot ability to knock them down too.
Yeah, I mean, anytime that I can play off my shot, use my shot fake, get downhill, I think that's a part of my game that's expanded. Again, getting in the weight room a lot this summer with Coach O, just trusting my body when I get downhill, being able to bump and rise up and make those shots, that's helped a lot. So it's definitely been an expansion, and it's exciting to see.
Coach was telling us last night you've dropped 20, 25 pounds?
I have. I think it was 25 pounds, right at 25 pounds. Yeah, I stepped on the scale right at when preseason was starting, maybe in September, and I was 225. We had been lifting a lot and lifting really heavy, and then I knew the weight I wanted to get down to, and so just living in the weight room, spending extra time after practice on the treadmill, and just focusing on my diet has really been a crucial part.
Interesting play in the game is when you hit a three, I think it was, and then you jumped into a one-man full-court press.
Yeah.
Forced them into a timeout they had to take. Kind of caught them by surprise.
Yeah, it's honestly, I started doing that in practice. I think trying to pick Bennett full court.
There you go.
Just to give him a look. Like, a lot of these teams are just pressuring him as much as they can. And so I try to give, him the best look I can every single day. And, as I lost that way, I started, moving really quick, and I turned out to be pretty good at picking up full court. And so I've kind of just ran with it in the game, and it's a small little thing that I think that can help our team. And so applying that pressure is something that I've enjoyed doing. Yeah, it brings energy, and so it's been cool.
We're talking with Brendan Hawson, one of many gifted guards who can play multiple positions on this Iowa team this year. Talk about that mix, Cale and Isaiah and you, and obviously Bennett Sturtz, who is a special individual in so many ways, but multiple guys that can play multiple spots on the floor.
Yeah, I think that's a tell of a really good team. When you have that many guys at any night that can get it going, I mean, that's pretty special. You don't see that very often. And you also don't see guys that are selfless and willing to give that up and realize when it's somebody's night. And so when you have a leader like Bennett Sturtz and the rest of the crew's on board, it's pretty special, and I think we can, really keep this thing rolling.
Yeah, what I see is a team that's a championship team.
Yep.
When you have that type of mentality on the bench, the whole team is together, that's when you can have a special season, and that's what I foresee happening here.
And Coach Mack came into the locker room before the game and was like, I just want you guys to believe, like, this coaching staff believes in you and see what, we see in you guys, and I think that, we all took that to heart, and when we go out there and play for each other, I think it's night and day. We can do anything.
A couple questions here on Facebook and Twitter for Brendan Hawson. Mason and Dyersville, when you hit your first three of the night, do you know right away it's going to be a terrific shooting game?
I mean, anytime I can get it up and there's not a contest, that's a pretty great feeling. But yeah, when you get that first one to go, your confidence goes up a little bit. The ball starts feeling a little different in your hands, and so it's a good feeling for sure.
How about Kylie from Pella? What's harder, getting open for a three or staying patient, waiting for the right guy?
Man, I think staying patient. You're ready to always shoot, but you don't know when you're going to shoot, and so just trying to stay ready and stay focused and do what the guys need you to do out there. I'd say it's pretty tough.
Troy's in Decorah. How much do you study how teams guard, not necessarily you, but the Hawkeyes in the game plan before a game?
A lot. That's there's a lot of film watched. There's a lot of offense and defensive film watched. Your brain gets pretty tired. We know each team pretty well by the end of the right before we play them. So,
Cole in Harlan, great high school basketball program in Harlan, great high school sports. Cole says, Brendan, when defenders start face guarding you, what's your counter move?
To go set a screen, a really good screen. So see if they'll switch, and if they don't, then somebody's getting a layup, and if they do, then you're probably going to get open.
And Ben McCollum's all about screens, and guarding screens, right? That execution by you guys last night, the game plan at both ends of the floor, was about as precision and a hot knife through butter as I've seen.
Yep.
The way you space the floor, and Bennett, to his credit, said, well, and not only Coach McCollum, but the coaching staff.
Yep.
Scouting report, it all broiled into one
no doubt.
Perfect recipe.
No doubt. Yeah, it was a very great game plan. Guys were focused. We cleaned some small little details up this last week, and we went out there and executed it. And anytime you can do that, then that's a good win.
Well, as Bennett called it last night, it's now a 10-game conference tournament.
That's right.
One and done, right?
That's right. One at a time. We're trying to win every single day, and that's what Coach has been pounding. And so we're just going to take it one day at a time and see what we can do.
Playing on the same floor with Bennett Sturtz, what's that mean to you, and what does he bring to the table beyond shooting?
I mean, he's unbelievable. It makes my life a lot easier. I think that he makes everyone's life a lot easier. He has so much gravity and attention out there, but then he can go make a play anytime we need, and so that's always nice. Now he's a special person, and he's a special ball player. So it's been awesome. Have
you ever played with anyone that is as smooth and just doesn't go up, doesn't go down? He's just on a steady keel.
He's one of one, man. He can do it all. He never gets too high, never gets too low. Just stays true to himself the whole time. So.
Thanks for coming by, bud. Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you guys.
We'll do it again.
Thank you for having me.
Go Hawks. Basketball left.
Thank you.
Brendan Hawson, our guest here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum, and we'll come back with more. Coach will be joining us here next here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. We're brought to you by U.S. Cellular as the official wireless partner of the Hawks. U.S. Cellular reminds you that on game days, hands are for cheering, not texting, because game days are built for the Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. We're in Seattle with this special Monday Night Hawk Talk from Learfield, and we're back in a minute with Coach McCollum on Hawk Talk.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Hey Hawks, this is Coach Ben McCollum inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency. We'll talk Hawkeye hoops, answer any of your questions, and get a behind-the-scenes look at Iowa men's basketball. If you can't make it there, check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com to listen. Go Hawks.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most Car and Driver 10 Best Awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/2/26.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from U.S. Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, U.S. Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Welcome back to Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Normally, we're back at the Hyatt Regency in Coralville at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. We'll be back there next week. For tonight, we're out in Seattle, the Emerald City. I think they called Eugene the Emerald City. I know this. Both places are greener than Augusta National in mid-April. With the rainy season, they can get as much as 200 inches of rain in the Great Northwest this time of year for the next few months. At least the closer you get to the Pacific Coast, and we're right on the coast tonight, and we're with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCollum. Hot off Iowa's 4th consecutive win last night, 84-66 over the Oregon Ducks of Dana Altman. Coach, thanks for coming by. A little bit of a different twist to the schedule, but it's fun to be here, especially when you win, and especially when you win as impressively as the boys did last night.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I thought our guys were well prepared, and then they executed on top of it. I thought we've worked quite a bit on our offense, just making sure we can get from action to action consistently, which we've stressed over and over and over. And then defensively, we've gotten better. I thought that week really helped us just make sure that we can kind of recalibrate our basic defensive fundamentals. I think you see the results of that. You saw that in the USC game for most of it, and then you saw it for an entire game against Oregon. I thought to start we were a little slow. Part of that was they outran their offense really fast, so we had to play catch up, and then eventually we were able to shrink the floor and play our defense the way we're supposed to play it.
Bennett today was named co-Big Ten Player of the Week with Jeremy Fears of Michigan State for his phenomenal effort, not only last night, but, of course, in the last week, including the USC game. He's got 4, maybe 5 consecutive games of 20-plus points, but he means so much more than points. I know you're very proud of his efforts.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He, I thought he's been pretty focused lately, meaning I think that from an offensive and defensive and just execution and practice, he's been really dialed into that, and it's really infected the rest of his teammates. I thought they've been great at execution. We need to continue that, and he needs to continue to be like that for our team. I think even more importantly than his play is just that leadership component that he's been doing.
Coach, before we get too far here into the show, Brendan Hawson, who we just had on there, he really shined last night, and you trusted him, got him in there, and he performed. Thoughts on Brendan?
Yeah, no, I thought he was excellent. He's been good in practice, and I think just from a defensive perspective, he's gotten better and better since he's been here. He lost some weight, really got himself into shape. He did have a knee injury when he came in, so I do think that held him back initially, and then he was a little bit slow to kind of get going. By the time season, he was finally got his knee going, and then he was behind a little bit. And now he's playing catch up, but he's kept a great attitude. His effort's been fantastic. He's the first one to talk in huddles. He's been awesome, and obviously you saw the result of that last night.
And Coach, when you take us back to the, if you will, recruiting process for Brendan, are you plugging holes, or you just see a kid, somebody knows somebody, and how did Brendan Hawson end up a Hawkeye?
Yeah, I think there's probably a connection through just the West Texas, from me knowing a lot of those guys at Texas Tech and that connection. And then we played them last season as well. So, he went to the portal, and I think a couple weeks later he ended up committed to us. It was good, fairly straightforward process. He wasn't looking for much other than just a good school, good place, wanted to really be coached, and he felt like we offered him that kind of opportunity.
Brennan was one of many support mechanisms last night for Bennett Sturt's performance coach. Cooper Koch was great to see Cooper break out for a 10-point game. And then in the middle and on the wing, Alvaro Fulgaris with 15 points, a team-leading 8 rebounds. I know we talked about Isaiah Howard last night with what a floor game, 6 points, 4 rebounds. 3 assists. He was all over the place. Couple of deflections, steals. You got a lot of guys contributing.
Yeah, no, Isaiah obviously comes in and he really helps us because he's able to get paint consistently, get offensive rebounds. He can guard multiple positions. I thought that Brendan really stretched the floor for us, but I think more importantly was his energy and his defense. I thought that's what he really provided. And then he took good shots. He got the shots that were in rhythm and flow, and he was able to knock them down. And then I thought Alvaro probably played as good a game as he's played as well, just from a winning perspective, just continuing to figure out what winning basketball is. I know he won a lot, at the school before. I think in the Big Ten, you're not going to just win on talent in the Big Ten. You need to win on just the ability to play with each other, connect with each other, et cetera.
And the Hawkeyes get out of Eugene with an 84-66 victory. We're going to get the scouting report on Washington a little bit later on in the program, courtesy of Midwest One Bank. Let's go to Twitter and Facebook, get a couple questions in for Coach McCollum before we step out for a commercial timeout. Oswald doesn't say where Oswald's from here. Coach, the growth over the last month has been fun to watch. The guys are starting to feel comfortable and confident in their roles. What areas do you think still need the most improvement, and what areas are you happiest with up to this point? Go Hawks.
Yeah, I think the season kind of ebbs and flows. So, once you patch one hole, it's like another one presents itself. And so you really don't know at this point. I thought last game we did play really well offensively. Can you continue that? Can you continue your flow against a little bit different type of defense in Washington? And then defensively, can you continue to defend? They present some serious issues with their size. and so it's a little bit game to game. It's a little bit the ups and downs of the season where, all of a sudden your defense isn't quite as good, so you kind of have to recalibrate it. Your offense might not flow as well, so then I got to do that. And then naturally as you patch those holes, it kind of just gets better and better throughout the season. You don't really realize it unless you go back and you saw, 15 games ago, here's what we looked like, here's what we look like now. And you're like, oh boy, we got a lot better. And so it's a lot of patchwork throughout the season.
Yeah, that's repairing the tires as you go. Tim says, we just talked about Brennan Hawson's recruitment. Tim says, Coach, when you recruit a player who discusses the NIL with the recruit, who discusses the NIL with the recruit, and do they share with you what they've been offered at other schools?
I do a lot of the discussing. Yeah, they might. The agents will, but you never know if it's the truth or not. So
sure.
It depends. Probably depends on the agent, to be perfectly honest. And then, I kind of wish there was some transparency in regards to that. It seems like the only league in the world that's a professional league that doesn't have any transparency whatsoever. You're in the NBA. Like, the NBA makes millions of dollars. Everybody knows what everybody makes. It's like there's actually rules against that, and there's rules against tampering. So they don't tamper because they lose draft picks. And it's an odd concept. All of a sudden they follow the rules because there's some actual punishment associated with it. So don't get me started on all this.
I'm going to keep it going.
You're going down the road.
Thanks, yeah.
Are agents regulated? I mean, they get 4% in the NBA. I mean, I hear stories these guys are getting 20% of these guys.
I think it's even less in the NBA now, isn't it? I think it's.
I was ripped off. You're right.
No, I think they've changed. I think the union has changed it. I think NBA agents make less for NBA contracts. I'm not totally sure though. I know like coaching agents are usually about 4%, somewhere in that range. NIL agents can vary from anywhere from 5 to, I've heard, as high as 20-25%.
Yeah, that's insane.
Wow.
So right.
Are they regulated? There are some really good agents that really represent their clients in a great way and protect their clients. And also, while protecting their clients, they're not always just seeking the most amount of money. So there are some really quality ones that really help with the NIL situation. They help navigate that. And when you have a good agent, it makes a big difference. And one that's honest, one that consistently tells you the truth, that doesn't over leverage, but leverage is enough. Those ones are great. And then you get some that just take advantage of kids. And sometimes when they take advantage of kids, they put them in situations or schools that may not be quite the fit for a little extra money because they benefit from that as well. And so, what we always tell kids is when you hire an agent, the agent works for you, and you always have to remember that. And I think so often, they hire somebody and then they listen to every single word, and some of them you probably should listen to, and in certain situations you should, but some of them you probably should just do what you think's best for you.
Best agent I ever had was me. Yeah,
no, it generally is. Agent. I mean, I have one. He is elite. I love him. He's great. He works his butt off for me, and if there's something that I. Like if I don't want to make this decision, he's like, okay, no problem. There's no pressure. There's nothing. But he's going to fight for you. And it certainly helps. It certainly helps when you have a quality one. And I've got an elite one, but and there's some really good ones for player agents as well.
Well, hopefully the guardrails continue to rise around NIL and the transfer portal. They're getting some structure around transfer portal, but more is needed NIL. But thanks for the question. Iowa Hoops Web is on Twitter. Iowa Hoops Web. What Big Ten head coaches is Coach Mack closest with? Does he have a history with anyone? Have any reached out over the past 10 months since he took the Iowa job?
Closest, I probably know Dusty the best. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah, just because he was at Florida Atlantic is when I went and met him, and he's been to a lot of different clinics and kind of connected through him and Josh Schertz, and just kind of basketball junkies. He's just a great basketball mind.
Josh is at St. Louis. Right?
Yep. Josh is D2 guy with me. We played twice, once in the Final Four and once that next season. Josh is a really good coach. And then Matt Painter, I knew him. 2017, I met him, and he would talk to you. Like when I met him, it was really neat. we were going to a deal, and I was National Coach of the Year, and he was for Division I, and I was for Division II. And he's like, "Hey, Ben," and he just talks to me like I'm, a normal person.
Yeah,
and I always appreciated that, how he carried himself and carried himself with class, knew a lot about low-level basketball. Didn't just like pop off like different. He actually knew people at different levels of basketball and followed it and tracked it. And I know a lot of the other coaches too. So who reached out when I got the job. Probably the more random one was the Rutgers coach.
Steve Piper.
Yeah.
Steve's a great guy.
Yeah, I know. Like, it was the day I got the job. He got my number and texted me. I actually talked to the Washington coach, Sprinkle, quite a bit too.
Oh, Danny?
I don't talk to him a lot. I text him quite a bit.
Yeah.
But he's a good one. So there's a lot of good coaches in this league. So
this league is super, super talented in terms of coaching. And they're all, like, to your point, Matt Painter is one of the best. Izzo is Izzo, Greg Gard. They're very down to earth, and they're not demeaning to anybody, and I think that's a big reason why we have so many outstanding programs in this league.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think the quality of coaching, the quality of recruiting, the quality of resources in this league is second to none. I mean, it's pretty good. We're going to play Washington, and I don't know what the record is in league, but they just had a tough schedule. They're good, though. Like, they're good.
They've had some injuries, too, and we'll talk about the Huskies in a bit. One more before we take a break here with Coach McCollum. Cole wants to know, what's been the most unexpected challenge in your first year coaching in the Big Ten?
Not a lot of challenges that weren't expected. Unexpected maybe not a lot, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing that'll surprise you, and it doesn't surprise you because I knew it was coming, but how good the players are at this level. I kind of keep going back to that. You walk into the Oregon game and you look at them walk out, and you're like, good Lord, this is what it is. So,
3 6'10" guys, I count.
Yeah, and long
and can run
strong,
and go to the basket.
Yeah, and coordinated, and you're like, my goodness. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably the biggest thing, but I kind of knew that going in.
All right, there you have it. Thanks for the question, Cole. We'll take a break. Let Coach McCollum catch his breath here. We're live in Seattle with this special Monday night Hawk Talk. We thank the Hyatt Regency back in Iowa City and the Iowa River Landing for allowing our schedule to change, and we'll be back at the Hyatt and the Watermill Kitchen and Bar next week. Wellmark Blue Cross Blue Shield knows you're here for every memorable moment, every fast break, every three-pointer, and every game-winning play. Wellmark is here for every moment, too, with healthcare coverage you can count on all season long. Find the right plan for you at wellmark.com/hoops. And we're sponsored by University of Iowa Healthcare, here for you no matter where you are in the state, changing medicine and changing lives. For all of Iowa and beyond, visit uihealthcare.org. Hey, Dance Marathon is coming up this weekend on campus at the University of Iowa, raising funds to fight cancer and support Stead Family Children's Hospital. We'd love to have you donate at dancemarathon.org, dancemarathon.org.
Do we get a dance at that, Gary? Is that what is? I'm just making sure, because I know I am attending, I believe.
I'm visualizing you and I doing the twist.
Yeah.
You got to stay on their feet for 24 hours. My kids have done that. It's amazing what these young kids do.
I'm also disappointed that I don't get my ribeye that I usually get in Brussels sprouts.
That's right. Well, we can probably have it airmailed. Amazon or UPS can probably get it here by midnight
there you go.
Tonight. Remember that back there, Matt, and the crew.
We've been on the road too long, haven't we, Gary?
We're all getting a little punchy, Ben. But make sure Ben gets 2 ribeyes next week.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you can eat that fast, so between a couple commercial breaks. I tell you, you're pretty good, though.
Yep.
Those Brussels sprouts next to it. Yeah, we definitely need to take a break here. We'll come back with more of your questions and comments. It's the Hawks and the Huskies in a couple nights here in Seattle. And right now it's Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from Learfield.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing.
big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on. Getting hyped for unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
At MidAmerican Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We're back on Hawk Talk with Iowa basketball coach Ben McCollum. I'm Gary Dolphin. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're live from Seattle, Washington, where the Hawks will play in a couple nights. Wednesday, again, it's a later start time, 10 o'clock tip Iowa time, 9 o'clock for our U.S. Cellular pregame show. So get a good night's rest tomorrow night and hang with us for hopefully Iowa's 5th consecutive win on Wednesday. Back to our questions on Facebook, Twitter, and email for Coach McCollum. We'll give you the addresses one more time. If you'd like to email us, you can reach us on HawkTalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. HawkTalk@HawkeyeRadioNetwork.com. The U.S. Cellular text line is open and waiting. 319-853-8344. You can reach us on Facebook at Facebook.com/VoiceOfTheHawks. And on X or Twitter at Gary Dolphin. Also, a way for our wonderful viewers and listeners on our YouTube channel. You can hear us on the Hawkeye Radio Network via the Varsity Network app, as well as the YouTube channel, and Mediacom Channel 22 on 822 televises our program each and every week, thanks to Jeff and India and Michael and the crew at Mediacom. We're presented typically by the Hyatt Regency, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar and Learfield, but tonight we're in Seattle. And let's go back to the questions for Coach Mack. Let's see. Toby says, very excited for this team, Coach, and the future of Iowa hoops. Who does the in-game substitution? It seems like the assistants are very active. Is that common? Thanks, and go Hawks.
Yeah, so Zave Kurth does a lot. Zave Kurth does a lot of our substitutions. Obviously, ultimately, it's my decision, my discretion. All of the staff has input during the game on some of those. He actually does the actual substitution itself. We started that I mean, my first year, my old head coach, Tapmeyer, used to never sub, and there's just so much going on, and you get into the emotions of the game, and sometimes you sub on emotion, and it usually doesn't work out very well. And so you need somebody that's really dialed into that keeps people fresh, but also understands who's playing well, et cetera, so that you can really focus on the game. Is that common? I think it's probably more common than you think. I would guess quite a few teams are able to do that.
Bennett made, I thought, a very telling comment last night. We were talking about the execution of the game plan that you had put together, and he said yes, and let me add in the whole coaching staff there. He said the assistants are so involved and do a great job as well.
Oh yeah, I've got a great staff. I mean, that's the big thing that you get to this level and you get really good staff and you get really good players. You get guys that are extremely loyal, that work hard. And good things can happen because they're connected and they want to serve each other. They want to take care of each other. No one cares who gets the credit. My staff's awesome. They're elitely loyal and obviously do a great job. And I think that one was maybe Sash. Oregon's was Sash.
It was.
I don't recall. Yep. He's all of the guys are so detailed on their scouts. They do a great job.
Thanks for the question, Toby. Taylor is in Ankeny. Hey, Coach, Wednesday's game, 10 o'clock Central Time, crazy time for us here in Iowa. How does the body adjust with the time change going out west? Do you guys adapt to the time you're at, or do you stay on Central Time Zone mentality as you travel?
I try to stay on Central Time as much as possible. I try to so you're getting up at 4:30, which is weird, but that's what you do. And so you try to stay on. And I go to bed really, really early out here, which is like one night I think I went to bed at 8:30. Then I just get up early and do more film at that. So I've tried to stay on Central Time as much as possible. 10 o'clock's a late night for us, but we're going to try to stay awake for that game.
Bobby, when you were with the Bulls and somewhat with Utah, you're changing time zones, 82 games, 18 exhibition games. How do you adjust to those time zones? You're traveling coast to coast a lot more than most people.
Probably don't think about it, Gary. You just kind of where your feet are in the moment.
That's
okay,
good.
The game's at 7.
Yeah,
okay, we'll be there at 5 o'clock or do whatever. Yeah, just wake up normal time. So, try not to think about it. And as we were talking about it, we had USC come to town, and you were asking questions for the coach. I said, ask him about the time zone. Put it in the back of his mind. And he answered, it's like, oh, yeah, this is different.
Good. Well played, guys. Just messing. You guys are messing with
people. We do whatever we can to help.
Absolutely.
Try to help out wherever we can.
We'll give you some tidbits for the next one.
Yeah, that was Coach Todd.
Good guy, yeah.
He was
Todd Lee, yeah, he's
South Dakota.
Yeah.
So he looked at me like I had 4 heads.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I'm from the Midwest.
Yeah, he is.
That's a loaded question. Yeah. I go, I know it is, Coach, but I had to ask him. Okay, here is Ben McCollum Lover on Twitter.
Wow, I've got a lover.
That's kind of unique. Ben McCollum Lover on Twitter. How do you feel your 26 and 27 recruiting classes are shaping up?
26, we've signed Ethan Harris and obviously recruiting quite a bit more, so shaping up quite well. We've got a couple guys that haven't played a ton this season that are getting better every day. Your objective ultimately is to recruit from within. Mm-hmm. I think that's what we need to do and pride ourselves as a program is develop guys so that they're ready to play for the next year and the next year and the next year throughout the seasons. Ethan Harris was at our game the other night. He's all of 6'9", has guard skills. He's a very good basketball player. Try to look for a point guard in the spring for the 26 class and possibly a 5 if we can find one, but we'll see what happens.
Where's Ethan from? Is he from Washington? Is he?
Camas High School. It's essentially Portland, Oregon.
Okay. But he's from out here. Yeah. What? Describe his skill set.
6'9". He actually plays a lot of guard for his high school team, meaning he brings the ball up. He can read ball screens. He's got a lot of skill. He's very intense, like shockingly intense. Like his energy is through the roof.
Like his head coach?
Yes, probably more so.
No way.
Oh, he's fiery now. He's ready to go. So it'll be. It'll be good.
That's a good match made in heaven right there. All right. Well, there you have a question.
Hold on. How'd you find him?
Actually, I was tipped off by another coach, a mid-major coach. He texted me and he said, hey,
this kid ended up getting a little bit bigger offer. I think he'd be perfect. He's exactly what you look for. He reminds me a lot of Ryan Hawkins, who transferred to Creighton for his COVID year and was all Big East. And I watched him for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, he's pretty good. Probably got more offensive tools than Ryan did, but that kind of energy and motor, like just an elite motor. I think they went and watched him the other night. I think he had 16 or 18 rebounds, something like that.
Wow.
So he's got a motor, gets after it, can guard multiple positions. So then we went and watched him, and I tried not to watch him too much. I watched him. I think I watched him once. I wanted to make sure that he knew that we wanted him. But then he didn't have any Power 5 offers other than us. And so, again, we tried to, try to keep it off of social media, which we did. He never posted anything. And then we got him to the visit. And then at that point, he did post. And so I'm not sure if somebody had offered him a week before, a couple Power 5s had offered him. So we got to the end, and then it was us and 2 other Power 5s, and then he had a few others too.
Yeah, I read something local that reminded him of Aaron White a little bit. Aaron
I can see that.
Yeah, if you remember Aaron with the Hawkeyes, a great career overseas right now, but he had a great skill set and not afraid to dunk on you.
Yep. No, he was. He's good. He'll be a good piece for us.
6'9", sounds like he's got a little Chris Street attitude in him.
He's that. I mean, he's got some juice now. He's got some juice. So he better be-listen to this and not disappoint.
Well, we can get him a copy of the show.
There you go. Speaking of copies of the show, my brother-in-law, who Mike Ackerman.
Mike.
Yep. He's at my son's game Tate, and he just texted, and I said, this is like his first Hawk Talk that he missed. He says, don't worry, I've got it saved. I'm going to get it on replay on the way home. And I'm like, my goodness, because he'll always text me. He said, you and Dolph I think he just likes me and you entertaining ourselves.
Yeah, we make a good comedic duo,
there you
as
go.
they say.
And we heard from Roger Sturtz last night. He came up and introduced himself.
Oh, yes. Roger's
that he likes
good,
to
too.
catch it on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
He said, I'm Bennett Sturt's dad. I said, we know who you are, Roger.
Yeah.
Please, are there any more boys coming in the Sturt's family?
Yeah, don't get him on. He'll start making fun of me, too. So
nice man.
Yeah, he is awesome.
Great family.
Yep.
Terrific family. Before we take a break here, how is the high school basketball in Iowa these days?
It's good. Obviously 4A is really good. They've got a couple teams towards the top there. I know Cedar Falls and Waukee Northwest had already played. They're probably towards the top of the state. 3A basketball is obviously Solon, right? That's the team. Now, there's 3A is really good this year. They've got quite a few teams in that top 10. So it's Iowa high school basketball is always fun to watch. I played it. It's a blast. So I always enjoy watching it.
All right, so there might be a couple of future Hawks in the high school class of Iowa coming up here in the next year or two. We shall see. Let's pause 10 seconds right now. We need to take a station identification break. Let our stations around the state and around the Midwest identify themselves. We're in Seattle with head coach Ben McCollum. We're talking Hawkeye basketball. 10-second ID break. You're listening to Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum. Thanks to our flagship stations, WMT in Cedar Rapids, WHO in Des Moines. We got you covered in Council Bluffs and Omaha and the Quad Cities, northeast to southwest. Thanks for listening to Hawk Talk with Ben McCollum. Brother-in-law Mike, I can get him a copy of the show anytime.
Anytime.
If he fails
could probably
to
just
record
walk
it.
down to your house.
Yeah, wait, we're neighbors for crying out loud. All right, we're coming back with more. We'll get the scouting report on the Washington Huskies and Coach Danny Sprinkle when we return with Coach McCollum. Hey, the Hyatt Regency is newly engaged and looking for the perfect place to host your upcoming wedding or reception of any kind or family reunion. You can give the Hyatt Regency, Matt and the crew, a call and say, I do. Hyatt Regency in Coralville, located in the heart of the Iowa River Landing, offers beautiful ballrooms and scenic outdoor spaces for weddings of all sizes. From your ceremony to your reception and guest accommodations, everything comes together under one roof. To schedule a tour, visit HyattRegencyCoralvilleWeddings.com. That's Hyatt Regency Coralville Weddings.com. Hyatt Regency, our marquee sponsor for Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum, continues in just a minute from Learfield.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less scrolling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most car and driver 10 best awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today.
See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval. Offer ends 3/2/26.
Hi, this is Coach Jan Jensen inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency at the Iowa River Landing. We'll talk Hawkeye women's basketball, answer your questions, and have a lot of fun along the way. The show airs weekly on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. I'd love to see you there. Go Hawks!
Hawkeye basketball Wednesday.
Was that a dance?
That's my dance marathon shake.
Look at that.
Shake
See
and
that?
bake.
Keeps it right here, right?
Scaring me.
You know?
Bobby doesn't dance, though.
That's why.
Bobby can shoot, but he don't dance.
That's why I always send in a
barely walk.
I send in a healthy pledge ahead of time so I don't have to
there
dance.
You go.
For Dance ORG, dancemarathon.org coming up this weekend. A quick scoreboard update here before we get back to questions for Coach McCollum and get our scouting report on the Washington Huskies. North Carolina is rolling Syracuse as we speak, 80-62. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. North Carolina ranked number 14. Hubie's got that team playing much better, Coach.
They've got a lot of talent.
Beginning of the year, they do. Every year they have a lot of talent.
Yep.
North Carolina 80 and Syracuse 62. 11th ranked Kansas will be at Texas Tech, number 13 Texas Tech here. That is a
should be any second
8 p.m. start coming right up. Let's get the word on the Washington Huskies, brought to you by Midwest One Bank. It's the Midwest One Bank Scouting Report, thanks to Midwest One Bank, the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One Bank is the proud partner of doers and entrepreneurs. Our teams are ready to help you reach your business goals. Empowered money management, that's what it is at Midwest One Bank, member FDIC. All right, what's the view of Washington from 20,000 feet, Coach?
They are very talented. I mean, they have as much talent. You know, they're similar to USC and probably even more talented than USC. Obviously Stein kind of starts with Steinbach. He's as good a big as there is in the country. He does everything for them. He's a problem in pick and rolls. He's a problem on the offensive glass. He's a problem defensively. He plays very, very hard and plays the right way. Obviously, Coach Sprinkle is a very good coach. He puts him in the right positions to be able to perform. They've had probably the most difficult schedule in the Big Ten. I don't know that for a fact, but it seems like they have, because every other day they're on the road at a really tough place.
Heading east,
man. And then their home games are Michigan State and Michigan, and it's like, boy, oh boy. So they've had a tough stretch. They're good. They're a lot better than their in-conference record would say. So we're going to have our hands full.
Zoom Diallo, we saw him last year in Iowa City. Really gifted, 6'4" sophomore from down the road in Tacoma. What's his skill set?
Scoring, very good scorer. He puts it up. He gets shots up, and obviously, they put so much pressure on you with Steinbach and number 11 Frank. I don't even want
Kepnang.
Oh, it's got the pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
No, Kepnang. Says it right there. The pronunciation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
I was a syllable off.
Yeah. No. Yeah. See it.
Well, I can see it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I'll have it down by Wednesday.
I know. We'll get you right for Wednesday.
How big is he?
He is 6'11".
6'11". Yeah.
He's a big old boy, though. He's big.
You can take my sheet with you.
Him and Steinbach. Well, I pronounce the names right. That's what's awesome. This is a heck of a cheat sheet right here.
It's very nice.
Our man Corey makes it.
Corey does a great job.
Yes, Corey. Good for Corey. He's got it dialed in.
He deals with us.
Frank, I think he changed the last name pronunciation from last year. It was Kepnang last year.
Was it? Kepnang.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kepnang.
Okay. Right there. Yep.
We hope we don't hear his name a lot.
We'll just say number 11.
Coaches
always go by the numbers.
That's helpful. Steinbach. Yeah, no, I pronounced that right.
Well, Steinbach, he's a big, rugged German, an international signee. Man, he is.
He's good.
Now, did he play a lot of Euroball?
He did. He played for the German national team. Mm-hmm. He was really good for them.
6'11".
All of it. He was good. They had him, and then they had Christian Anderson from Texas Tech. They had. I believe they had the big guy that's at UConn right now. I don't remember his name. And then I believe they had a guy, William Kyle, I believe is his name, that I think signed with Gonzaga. He's really good too. They were fairly loaded.
We saw Wesley Yates last year at Southern Cal, a gifted young guy, Wesley Yates III. Now, he's been injured.
Yep.
But he's on that Washington.
Has he been?
He's back.
Is
he back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Claude's the one that's been out for quite a bit.
They both hurt us in L.A. last year.
They're good players.
Off the dribble.
They're good players.
What do they like to run? What's their action offensively? Are they a get out?
Heavy ball screens.
Okay.
Yeah, heavy ball screens. They'll play fairly fast, not excruciatingly fast, but heavy ball screens. They'll pound you inside a lot with Steinbach and Kepnang, and then obviously they've got threats outside as well. They defend. They're really well coached. Danny does a great job. And so it'll be a tough game.
Ben, what's his style? What is the Sprinkle style?
In the past, historically, when I've watched their teams, they've really pounded you inside. They've always had a dominant big guy. At Utah State, it was Osabor. I believe they had Osabor at Montana State with another big guy that actually I think played over him. They had an elite point guard, and I do not remember his name, at Utah State, one of the better ones in the country. And he only averaged 10, 12 points a game, but his leadership ability and his ability to control the game and the tempo and the pace was high level. And I think they're developing that. Obviously, the Mandaqua, he's really good. JJ, I saw him in the summer. He's averaging 5 points a game, but he's starting to figure it out as a freshman. So they've got some good pieces.
We always talk about rebounding with opponents when the Hawks are playing. That's always a key stat for you. I know Washington is +5 on the boards, and they're one of the top teams not only in the Big Ten but in the country. They're averaging around 5 blocks a game. So they got some rim defense. They got some protectors.
Oh, yeah. They're big now. They get after O boards. They do it all. So we'll have our hands full. They're a good team.
All right, there you have the scouting report from the horse's mouth, Coach McCollum, and talking about the Washington Huskies. 10 o'clock tip time, 9 o'clock for the pregame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Back to the U.S. Cellular text line, and we appreciate, by the way, Midwest One Bank's support and sponsorship for our weekly scouting report here on the Ben McCollum Show. Matt's in Des Moines. Hi, Coach. Do you watch much of the NBA, especially after your season ends? Curious your thoughts on the NBA if it impacts how you coach and recruit. Thanks.
Yeah, I watch some NBA. It depends on the team and it depends on the time of year. I think I probably, once the playoffs start, if I've got teams that I really like, I'll watch a lot of that. My favorite teams would be the Warriors to watch, not necessarily to cheer for, but the Warriors just offensively, very flow heavy. The Nuggets, I really enjoy watching them. I think the Heat defensively quite a few years ago were excellent. And then, then you just kind of randomly enjoy, OKC, obviously you enjoy some of those things. So whatever you can pick up on from an NBA perspective, it's a different game though. There's illegal defense and you can't stand in the lane very long. So a lot of the actions that work in the NBA won't necessarily work in college because people will be standing in the lane.
Bobby and I were throwing a little Steph Curry comparison to a guy the Hawks had last night on the floor, and Bennett Sturtz in a very positive, good way. But he's got a little that step back, where he starts that jump shot from. He'll remind you of Steph Curry.
He can shoot it now. He can shoot it. I mean, Steph was obviously really good at Davidson. Yes, Davidson.
Yes.
He was obviously really good there and stuck it out for 4 years, I believe, or 3 years.
4
years.
I played with his dad, Dell.
Yes, he can shoot too.
He can shoot.
Charlotte
He didn't
Hornets?
move like Steph, though.
Was it the Hornets?
No, in Utah. We drafted him. Utah did.
Okay. Did he play for the Hornets for a while?
Yes. Oh, yeah. They're going to
And then
retire
he played for the Raptors,
number.
didn't he?
Yeah, probably. I lost track of him a little bit, but Dell was an awesome teammate. I remember when Steph and his brother were born. We were playing Charlotte. Dell was so proud. He was so happy.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago, obviously. But to watch Steph and what he's done for young people, and what you don't like is how you go to AAU games and fifth graders are firing it up from half court thinking they're Steph Curry. But bring it back to Bennett, 2,000 points. You've seen them all.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, who would have thought the journey would take us to where we're at right now? You sometimes, every once in a while there's moments when you sit there and you say, man, who would have thought that we would all be on a plane together headed to University of Oregon and playing on that strange floor that you see on
the
TV.
Tall timber.
Yeah, and it's like
trees.
You sit there and now you're in Seattle and you're about to play here and you're just kind of, first off, you always thought it would feel a little bit different, because you watch guys on TV and it's like, even I watched, I'm watching, paid attention to North Carolina, Syracuse, and you're like, well, that's our level, but before it was like, that's just another deal. No, those are the teams we need to beat. And now you're playing those games and it doesn't feel any different. But for Bennett, to come from Division II to Division I, he's second team all conference Division II, and then all of a sudden he was Missouri Valley Player of the Year, and then to the Big Ten and continue to perform. And I don't think people realize it's not necessarily pressure because a lot of it's self-inflicted, but there is some external pressure of just, can you do this? Can you keep going up level after level after level and continuing to perform? And not only perform, but perform better than you did at the previous level. And for him to be able to do that with the humility that he operates with is pretty impressive.
One of the more unique individuals I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and certainly wonderful to call.
Coach, of all those 2,000 points, is there any 2 that stick out or 3 that stick out?
Yeah, I would say so. I thought his best game that I've seen a lot of good games of his, a lot of best games. But the game that said, okay, this is what he's going to be, was we actually played Central Oklahoma in the conference tournament. I believe it was the conference tournament championship. And I remember he dunked on a 7-foot kid, or 6'11". And the kid was a Division I transfer, very good. And I remember it was like, okay, now it's time to take over and just win the game. Like, there's always like that natural progression of, I passively take over the game. I kind of score and do this. And then there's this times where it's like, no, we're going to win, and I'm going to win it for us. Like, I'm going to do it. And that was probably the moment that it was like, oh, okay, he found it. Because he always kind of was like, he's right there. Even in high school, he's right there. And then it was like you just saw him. He just found that certain people have that you can't really explain.
The killer instinct. Yeah, go for it.
It's confidence.
He's done that. Absolutely.
Once you do it, it's confidence.
Yeah,
it's what the kid has.
Oh yeah.
Time for a break here on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum. We're live from Seattle, Iowa, and Washington. Coming up on Wednesday night here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Back with more on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from Learfield right after this.
Tournament Club of Iowa, designed by golf legend Arnold Palmer. TCI is his only signature course in the state. TCI is a public course offering a challenging yet enticing experience for golfers of all levels and is managed by Kaler Golf. Cap off your round with breathtaking views and a delicious meal at the TCI Bar and Grill. Looking for a unique setting for your wedding party or outing? Look no further than the newly renovated clubhouse at TCI. Visit tcofiowa.com to book your tee time today.
Attention Hawkeye fans, Big Grove is proud to be an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Whether you're at the game or watching from home, Big Grove has got you covered. Enjoy an easy Eddie from the stands or visit them for every Hawkeye game at any of their 4 convenient Iowa locations in Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Des Moines, or Solon. Big Grove Brewery, your official watch party headquarters of the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! Big Grove Brewery, an official craft brewery of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Hello, Iowa. Here's a promise. Wherever you are in this great state, University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you, even if you never walk through our doors. Educating, caring, leading research, sharing our expertise with all. Because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Country sensation Carly Pierce is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort Saturday, March 7th. She lit a fire with her debut album, Every Little Thing, and hasn't slowed down since. With hits like What He Didn't Do and Heels Overhead, to duets like I Hope You're Happy Now, she's sure to burn up our event center stage. Grab your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
From the roar of the crowd to Carver cones, can't miss plays and heart-pounding finishes. There's something for everyone at an Iowa athletics event. Don't just hear about it or see the clip on your phone. Be part of it. Change up your routine and get your friends together for an Iowa athletics event. Make it a memorable one by visiting HawkeyeSports.com. Fire up the fight song, cue the victory polka, and experience what it means to be a Hawkeye on Iowa. And go Hawks! Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum here live from Seattle. Gary Dolphin, Bobby Hansen talking with Coach McCollum about Wednesday's game with the Washington Huskies. Chris Street's birthday today, Bobby?
Yes, he would be, let me think, you're born in 71, I think.
My goodness.
72, yeah, he'd be 54 years old and probably have 5-6 kids. Patty would tell me probably 7 or 8. Chris loved little kids.
After a 12-year NBA career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Man, and I know, Coach McCollum, how fond you were growing up of Chris Street. You talked about it at your first press conference.
Oh, yeah. I've got one jersey hanging in my office, and it's Chris Street's. I guess it's technically not hanging yet. It's still sitting on the floor because I got into the season. But it was actually an anniversary, our 20th anniversary present from my wife.
Outstanding.
Was a Chris Street jersey framed.
It looks great on the floor, but it'll look better on your wall.
It will once the season's over. So it's one of those things. But no, we obviously were well aware of how competitive he is and what exactly he meant to the University of Iowa and the Iowa men's basketball program, and our kids certainly understand that quite well.
Happy birthday, Chris.
Yeah, happy birthday, the great Chris Street. He was so valuable at both ends of the floor, but to me, Chris Street will always be, the visual will always be the front of that 1-2-2 full court zone press for Dr. Tom with that 7'3" wingspan waving at the opposite guys trying to bring it in bounds. And Aaron White was somewhat like that when he played.
Like
a lot of good 6'9" guys have come through the corral at the University of Iowa. Hawk Talk will continue. We'll come back and wrap it up. A couple more questions for Coach McCollum. One about his white shirts. That's next on Hawk Talk with Coach McCollum from Learfield.
Dives for lunch.
The Juicy Lucy. Essentially, it's a burger, but with cheese on the inside.
James Beard Award winners for dinner.
French technique, but Midwestern ingredients. It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to Wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Let's break it down. Innovative tech means smarter and safer driving. Intelligent all-wheel drive will keep you ready for anything. And built Ford tough trucks will always get the job done. Plus, come into your local Ford store today and get super low APR financing, big cash back, and great lease offers on Ford's full line of cars, trucks, and SUVs. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Sales claim based on calendar year sales.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Comedy powerhouse Dane Cook is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort on Friday, February 13th. Known for his unparalleled stage presence and outrageous observational humor, Cook's catalog has been streamed over 1 billion times worldwide. Along with his unforgettable comedic genius, he has starred in movies such as My Best Friend's Girl, Employee of the Month, and Good Luck Chuck. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
In Minnesota, we don't hide from winter. We embrace it. When there's a nip in the air, we take on the trails. For every layer you wear, there's a new experience waiting for you.
It's a little unbecoming to lick the bowl, but...
Plan your next trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Iowa on a 4-game win streak, 16-5 on the year, and the Hawkeyes 2 up in the Big Ten at 6-4. Here in Seattle taking on Washington, the Huskies are overall 12-10, 4-7 in conference play, and a 10 o'clock start time on Wednesday night here on the Hawkeye Radio Network, 9 o'clock for the pregame coverage. And I want to mention Coach Llewellyn in gymnastics will be wrapping up, or will be at home this weekend, and they're trying to set a new attendance record, a 4 o'clock dual meet on Saturday afternoon. Good luck to Coach and her Hawkeye gymnasts, a 4 o'clock start. They want to set a new attendance record. They're looking to get 4,000 people at least in the arena. So come on out and support Coach Llewellyn and her Hawkeye gymnasts coming up this weekend, Saturday afternoon. The Hawks will be at home Sunday against the Northwestern Wildcats. All right, we're wrapping up our show here with Coach McCollum for this week. By the way, we will be back at the Hyatt Regency next Monday night, February 9th at 7 o'clock for 90 minutes of Hawk Talk with Coach Mack. Please come out and join us. If not, at least tune in, the Hawkeye Radio Network. All right, Coach, on the U.S. Cellular text line, no name here, but he or she wants to know, how many white shirts does Ben have that he rotates, or is he always wearing the same one? Thanks.
I mix it up. Sometimes. Sometimes I wear the same one the whole year. Sometimes I mix it up. Just depends on how the season's going, to be perfectly honest.
So
I wash it.
I was just going to say, you've got a 4-game winning streak going in the Big Ten. Do you not wash it?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
You got to wash. No,
Some guys are superstitious like that, you know.
Do you know how much I sweat?
Well, I know. I'm just saying.
I'm cleaner than that, Dolph.
Okay. You're a clean-cut guy. I know that.
Absolutely.
Bruce in Iowa City, what is your coaching philosophy on calling timeouts to disrupt the opposing team's big run?
Yeah, that's a good question. I probably don't have a philosophy per se on that. It really depends on the game. Sometimes I like my guys to work through it on their own. If it's like a big, loud environment where they're a heavy run team, then I might call it early and maybe even a couple early. Like if they're if they make violent runs, they're consistently, like if you're playing in Alabama where they can go on a 12-0 run. You might let them hit 1-3 and then maybe just call a timeout early in the game to just calm that run down early and often. But then you might let another team go on a run on their own, and you just kind of let your guys figure it out for themselves.
Now, I've noticed you've got a penchant for calling a timeout early in the second half after the Hawks either get a quick score or maybe put back-to-back baskets together. Why?
I've always felt good about that because something positive goes into your timeout. Maybe the other team was on a run, and you're like, okay, let's work through this. We score. Now we got some positivity going in. They're not excited about their run when they go into the timeout, and then we can figure it out and adjust.
Okay, Brendan on Twitter, Coach, I'd like to know in this winning streak, he said the last few days, but let's talk about the winning streak. Where have you seen the team improve?
Yeah, it's just more offensive flow than anything. Just really getting from thing to thing, getting from action to action is probably our biggest improvement.
A couple people asked me this week about the new look Big Ten and road trips, West Coast. Got to go to Maryland here in a short span when you get back home for a home game with Northwestern. But the grind and the pounding of games on the road is one thing, but when you're putting on 2,500 miles, it adds a different element to it, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I mean, it can wear you down pretty quickly. I think the amount of scouts wear you down. But I was at D2. Like we drove.
Good point.
We drive 6 hours. We eat whatever's in front of us. We sleep in random hotels. You always have a roommate. Like this is bougie compared to that. Come on, the grind.
Bougie?
Yes. I mean, you're staying on the road for 4 straight days, and it's not like everything's just set up for you. So
it's a pretty good gig.
It's fine. It could be a lot worse. We're not working in the coal mines. That's a hard job. This is not that hard.
Good show. Thanks for coming by here, disrupting your schedule on the road, but we'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Coach McCollum, Bobby Hansen, I'm Gary Dolphin. Thanks to Corey Sheets. Thanks to you for listening to Hawk Talk here on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield. We'll talk Wednesday from the University of Washington. Good night, everybody.
Live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency in Coralville, this has been Hawk Talk with Coach Ben McCollum. Brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. By your local Ford dealers. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Your Iowa John Deere dealers. John Deere loves to see the Hawkeyes do their thing. Because if anyone can appreciate building a legacy, it's Deere. Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Made right here in Iowa since 1895. Mediacom, home of extreme and 1 gig internet speeds. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. Midwest One Bank is the presenting sponsor of Hawkeye men's basketball. Midwest One, small enough to care, big enough to deliver. Member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your local Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. Shelter Insurance. The ball is in your court. Visit shelterinsurance.com to find an agent who can help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Also brought to you by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. And by U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.